Hi, darling.
We are here at AXPONA 2025 with Bess Nievera from Music Direct and brand ambassador for AXPONA, right?
More of that and a lot more. So, yeah, I love the title, although I jokingly refer to it as the kind of person that goes to a grocery store and says, would you like a Totino Puff? But, I digress. Hello. What's going on, Tom?
It's good to see you again, and we talk often with you every year, and every year it's something different. It seems the theme this year is about affordability, and I know you not only offer a wide range of products with Music Direct, but you are actually speaking on a topic that includes this issue, right? So you've thought about this. There is a challenge that this is getting too expensive in this hobby. It's hard for people to get in, and how to make it accessible, how to make it affordable. You have some ideas.
First off, I thank you for that. I think one of the most important things to talk about in this day and age is not just the question of the passion of being an audiophile, but being a music lover in general. And in order for you to do that, the question is, where do the stakes lie? Where is it all about putting together that dream system of your dreams only to find out that it's completely out of reach? And that happens a lot. I have to negotiate deals with customers on a regular basis in order for them to get close to that amplifier, that streamer, that turntable. Even cabling and accessories also gets lost in that maelstrom. What's important to understand, Tom, is that in this world that we're living in, we're making sure that the customer looks at a system from a whole nexus of things that are going on. And in the case of equipment from brands like Cambridge Audio, among others, that are exhibiting here, they're among some of the best examples of what's possible with affordable stuff, okay? Not to be outdone, even something from our sister brand like Mobile Fidelity or through our distribution arm with products from Leak and Wharfdale, those are still also accessible points. They give people the ability to listen to fidelity and true musicality, but without breaking the bank. Yeah. And I think that's really critical at this point.
I know one of the things you always stress, because I've heard you speak and you and I have spoken, is about not really the equipment, it's really about the music, how it speaks to you, what it says to you, how it makes you feel, what it makes you remember. And there's that sort of special spark that happens when everything is right.
I'm going to tell you a nice story that actually happened today during the show. So my friend Justin Weber owns a company called Amps and Sounds, and he was showing off his absolutely stunning, first-rate, beautiful horn-loaded loudspeaker and his new amplifiers and tube equipment. This is big money stuff, right? But he was spinning vinyl on a $2,500 MSRP turntable and a $900 moving coil cartridge. Okay, cheap stuff for some people. That, by the way, was my turntable, a nice Denon DP3000NE. That said, he and I were riffing. People were listening to the music. In this case, a really delicious Peter Gabriel track that was going on, and Justin says, Bess Nievera from Music Direct, and he turns to me, I'm going, oh God, really? Don't do this. He's like, go pick a record to play. I'm like, all right, fine. So I'm like scoping the wall. He had a really wonderful, immaculate collection of records, and it was just wonderful. Rifle to it, go, nope, not going to listen to this. Nope, not going to listen to this. Don't like it. It's and then James Taylor's greatest hits. Beautiful white jacket, simple lettering. Just the example of what a good record should look like for for an artist of his stature and of his legendary, listening prowess. What happens next is I'm starting to break down in tears because I'm listening to a record that I grew up with, a record that really shaped the nature of what I am as a music lover and also as a professional in this industry, talking about the very thing that you and I are talking about right now. So what happens next? After I give my little life story about it, I put it on the turntable, move it to the track, everyone starts listening to Carolina on My Mind on a gorgeous, full-flavored stereo system. Justin walks over to the speaker, picks up the copy of the record, and is trying to figure out what the hell he's listening to. After the song ends and everybody just applauds, and we talk for about it, we also discuss my speech that I'm going to be giving here at the show. Justin's goes, how did you put the needle so close to that track? It's like, I didn't know, and we're all laughing. I'm like, oh, Justin, I may have bad eyes, but I sure as hell know where to drop the needle.
I've been doing this a few times.
Yeah, I kind of know the rodeo here on how this works. So, but bottom line, as you have so wonderfully started this conversation, yes, affordability will remain to be the focal point going on for the next several years, easily. What manufacturers who are doing really great work on reference systems are also aware of is a $15,000 SACD player isn't going to be for everyone, but it's going to be for that one individual who's going to want to pick up that 70-pound behemoth and make his or her system sound great. But to the apartment dwellers, to the studio people who just want a turntable and a pair of powered loudspeakers, which I talk to with volume and craziness. They're all about that, and I love it when they call me back. One more story, Tom.
Yeah.
So, an elderly woman calls me, and that person said, well, I've got this turntable from Sony, and I said, can you give me a make and model? And I'm doing real-time research on it. Well, first off, we don't sell that needle. But I said to her, I'm going to send you an email. Here's the link to a company that I would refer you to. Order that needle, and if you want, bring the turntable in. Weeks pass. She calls. She scheduled an appointment with me. This wonderful elderly lady with her daughter, and I'm just sitting there and we're having a lovely time. I'm looking at this turntable. This is like a little pea shooter, like $99 whatever, right. From the 1990s or something like that. But I hook it up, set it up, make sure the needle's perfectly installed, and then I just give her some tips as if I were talking to her, selling her a $5,000 turntable, but in regular street language, making them very happy and fundamentally, positive about what they're going to do, listen to their music. As she walked away, I ended up getting a handwritten thank you letter mailed to me. And that was moving. Yep. Super, super moving.
You touched someone, you changed their life, basically, and that's a great example of how the entry level takes people from outside this hobby, this passion, inside of it. And I appreciate you sharing that so much. Bess, it's always great seeing you. You're such an ambassador for not just AXPONA, for this whole industry.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. Thank you.
It'll be a pleasure and always great to see you. And thanks a lot, CoolCleveland.
It's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland here at AXPONA 2025.